Home Resources, a place you can depend on for all your homeownership needs. My name is Kathleen. I am your real estate concierge, and I am excited to share with you how to maintain, update, and protect your investment. Today, I am here with Etjon Rapi, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Awesome, with Golden Roof Roofing. And
Yes.
we're in spring market, trees are falling, roofs are getting hit, there's a lot of things happening. And there's a lot of roofers out there,
There
Etjon.
is. Yes, there
But
is.
when I met you, you were different in a lot of different ways. What do you think makes you different than other roofing companies out there?
Great question, Kathleen. First things first, thank you for having me here today.
Sure.
I want to highlight there's a bunch of things that make us different compared to other roofing companies in this area. The one thing I want to highlight, what I would say, is really the process that's been established by the Golden Group team since we opened our doors. And this process really allows us to get this big investment, this big project to the finish line without any headaches.
Right.
Again, construction, you never know what can come up. So we have these processes in line from the initial consultation to when the job gets completed. Each and every step that we go through, we make sure that the homeowner is protected, we're protected, the installers are safe, the consultants are safe, and ultimately, this is the reason why we have this great reputation, the great 5 stars, and we maintain this reputation. Another thing I would highlight is there's many ways to install a roofing system, right? Now, our way is the manufacturer's way. What I mean by that is there's certain guidelines that these manufacturers that have been around for a very long time, you need to follow those guidelines in order to get proper warranties from them. Now, we follow all those guidelines, but we make sure we add a little bit of Golden Group spice to it. What I mean by that is, there's little details that can add, longevity to the roof, and we go above and beyond with these little details to make sure that this homeowner that we're working with has a peace of mind. Also, another difference, I would say, is the way we lead with education, knowledge. We throw everything on the table for homeowners, so they're aware of everything. We never like to keep anything away from them. That's kind of the way the company is run. And that allows us to earn the homeowner's trust. They feel comfortable with us, and ultimately, most of the time, we'll get the deal.
And it is a really big investment. One of the top questions that I get asked when we're working with selling a home is how old is the roof and how old is the mechanics of the house. So the roof is an important part of the house. It's actually what keeps us safe and warm.
Exactly.
And I agree with you, educating is important, which is why I invited you to join us today. So I want to talk a little bit about, because you mentioned a couple things, which was following the guidelines of the. I didn't realize there were different ways to do a roof.
There's a bunch of ways.
You think there's just one
ways.
way. So let's chat first about curiosity. For me, is around the consult process. Most consumers probably don't even know how many colors you have to choose from or what the choices are. So how do you get started in that conversation with a homeowner?
Awesome. First of all, yes, a lot of people, the average homeowner maybe might do their roof one time. Now, over 20 years ago, it's a little bit different than it is today.
Right.
So the consultation would kind of go like this. I'll kind of put it in steps for you. First things first, we get to the property, thank the homeowner for giving us a call, and then next we kind of ask the right question to get an idea of what's going on. Most of the time they're having a leak, or sometimes they're just looking to be proactive. Maybe their roof is 20 years old, they don't have any problems, but they want to prevent those problems, so they start to get these quotes. And next, once we kind of figure out what their goals that they want to achieve, then we do a very detailed inspection of the exterior, the attic space, any potential rooms that look like they might have a leak in there, and then that's when I would put my quote together. Now,
so you're learning about that particular
yes.
house and that particular.
Yes,
and you have a drone as well, right?
I do have a drone, yes. This drone allows us to really get beautiful pictures of the roof, very nice pictures, very clear, and then we're able to show those pictures to the homeowner.
Right.
Again, a lot of the roofs we work on, they're pretty scary to get on, so I don't want to jeopardize, falling off of roofs. That's the last thing we want. So this drone really allows us to do my job as best as I can, and then I would sit down with the homeowner and show him all these problems, or sometimes they might not have problems again. So I would show him all the pictures. A lot of the times that what starts to go bad, usually a little bit sooner than the shingles itself, is the penetrations on the roof.
Right.
You can have chimneys, skylights, pipe boots, bathroom vents, valleys. those are usually the vulnerable areas because a lot of the times, wind-driven rain or snow might sit there a little bit longer. And then we talk a little bit about the options that they have. And
Right.
like we talked a little bit about, there's a bunch of roofing options out there. For our company, we work with 2 manufacturers that we believe are the 2 most trusted and proven materials. And ultimately, these materials, yes, they're very, very important. But again, it all comes down to the hands on the roof, and it all comes back to our installers.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you say there's different manufacturers and different quality shingles. I was not aware of how many options there are. And it's one of those things, I think a lot of homeowners just go and grab a couple quotes and they don't really pay attention to the quality of the shingle. That's, they hear 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever, and they just assume they're all the same.
Yes. Now, a lot of the times homeowners just think that a roof is shingles just slapped on the wood. And it's not. There's a bunch of components underneath those shingles that really add that life, that longevity to the roofing system. And these components consist of 6 accessories. This consists of ice and water, synthetic felt, drip edge, starter strip, of course, shingles itself, and then ventilation, and then the caps. So those are really some of the accessories, and then you have the penetrations that have to be addressed a different way. So yes, there's definitely a bunch of ways to get a roof done, but to get it done right, get it done one time and never have to worry about it, there's certain guidelines that you have to follow.
Right. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff there. There were some words there. I was like, what? What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
But so let's just start first with how do you know when a shingle needs to be replaced? What are you looking
Great question.
for?
Now, a lot of the times when we go to these properties, a lot of homeowners just overlook these things. And a lot of the times, too, people just don't notice it. Not a lot of people look up at the roof every single day,
True.
Sometimes you'll see shingles on the floor, which means they have blown off.
Yeah.
Lifted shingles, lifted nails. Of course, wear and tear is absolutely normal. Algae and moss can be vulnerable for hazardous to the roofing system. Usually, again, the flashings, pipe boot flashings, chimney flashings, the longevity of those is usually a little bit less than the roofing system itself. So those are kind of the signs we look for. Also, the attic space gives us a lot of great information. Again, a lot of the times when people notice a leak on their walls, it's been coming in for quite a while. So
yeah, they just weren't aware.
They just
and then
weren't
all
aware
of a sudden it's showing up.
When you usually see it on your walls, it's because it's probably been coming in for a few months, realistically. So, and that's why I recommend homeowners, if they're hanging out at home one day, don't have much to do, go up in the attic space and take a look. Get a flashlight, go around, take a look at the whole area, because a lot of the times maybe you can prevent that leak that's coming in from getting a lot worse, so you don't have to get into interior damage and stuff like that. So that it's very crucial to maintain these things and stay on top of them.
In my experience too, ice DMs and links, I have a cape, so ice DM is in our vocabulary. It's really hard to determine where it's actually starting. So now that we know we have a leakage, you mentioned some other things. What do you do to help prevent those in the future?
Great question. So the main component when it comes to preventing leaks, for example, with ice dams, usually ice dams, they'll sit around, the edges of the roof, 3 to 6 feet up. So we installed this product called Ice and Water Shield. It's exactly what it says, the name, Ice and Water Shield. It's meant to protect against ice and water. And a lot of the times, this ice and water, let's say somehow that snow or ice gets in underneath the shingles, it's going to hit this ice and water membrane, does not allow it. So it's kind of a layer of protection from the shingles to the plywood underneath that ice and water. And that's why ice and water is very crucial. And again, every home is different. One home might need the standard 6 feet. Another home might need maybe all ice and water. Some home might need 9 feet of ice and water. So it all depends on the property of what the materials are needed to be used. And also these ice and waters, again, there's a bunch of different grades. I actually have a little sample here with me today. This is in my opinion, one of the best ice and waters on the market. It's known as WinterGuard HT from the Certainteed manufacturer. We like to use this product a lot because it's a lot thicker than other ice and water shields.
Kind of like the surfers wear, like a suit, to help keep
exactly.
them. Yeah.
Exactly. And this ice and water, really, this is what's going to prevent any leaks from coming in. But again, there's also other products going up higher on the roof that also prevent ice or water from potentially leaking in.
And that's where flashing and some of that comes in with
Yes,
chimneys.
exactly.
You know, home inspections, that's a big thing that comes up is the flashing around the chimney.
That's usually, again, what comes up. The certain inspectors, or when you're doing these home inspections, yeah, those are the first things that they're going to point to.
Right.
And a lot of the times when we go to these newer roofs that are leaking, we notice that the chimney flashing was reused. It wasn't brand new flashing. It wasn't properly tied into the new roofing system. So, and again, a lot of the times people they might want to take a shortcut. When it comes to a roof, you don't want to take any shortcuts because ultimately you end up paying a little bit more in the long run. So
right. So how does your installation process help the consumer get better results?
Great question. So again, we follow the manufacturer guidelines. These guidelines, these specifications that we follow have been proven for a very, very long time. And when we install our roofing system to these guidelines, not only are our installers' hands on the roof, but they're backed up by the manufacturer as well. So there are certain steps to take when it comes to flashing. Let's use the chimney as an example. A lot of people just think that silver stuff, which is known as lead, that's the only protection. But again, underneath that, you have ice and water, you have step flashing, and then ultimately comes the lead itself. And then we also apply some roof sealant to make sure we close out any type of penetration that could allow water or snow to seep in. And ultimately, this gives us better results in the long run because we're not skipping any steps.
Right.
What the manufacturer desires is what we do, but again, with that little bit of Golden Group spice to it, and ultimately it gives us the best results. Now, yes, there's other companies out there that are pretty good as well, but again, the Golden Group difference, that's a secret that we must keep in.
So part of the secret is, what I've been told is, it's like watching a ballet when your guys are on the roof. It is so synchronized.
It is so synchronized. And that's all due to, again, the process.
Right.
None of our installers, they don't have to ask the crew leader, hey, what's next? They know their position on the team, and they know what to do next.
Right.
So we're very, very efficient really about everything, not just the install, but making sure the landscape, the cleanup is done very nicely. And a lot of the times, I'll show homeowners everything from beginning to end, and they love that. They love the transparency that we offer because roofers have this idea that they're not the most transparent people, and we want to change that. We want to change the industry and let people know that, look, with our company, you're going to see everything from beginning to end. You don't have to worry about, what are they doing up there? Because no homeowner is going to get up on the roof.
Right.
But I have asked homeowners to get up there. And if it's a safe roof, they feel comfortable and we feel comfortable, we might let them get up there.
Sure, you're making some recommendations and you want to make sure they understand the decisions that they're making.
Exactly. So, and again, these manufacturer guidelines, we really do believe in them because it's been proven for hundreds of years, and it's something that will allow us to be in this industry for a very long time. Because again, let's say we wanted to do a roofing system our way. It might not be a bad way or the best way, but at the end of the day, why not follow these guidelines that
well, it's a systematic process, and you guys do it really well.
Yes, we do.
What are some of the trends in asphalt, in the shingle colors that you're seeing today?
Really nice question.
Because we get this question all the time.
Yes,
like, what color shingle should we do?
I'll tell you, in my opinion, the two most popular colors that I see homeowners go with are a black or a gray.
Right.
I know we talked a little bit about this last time we met, but the black and grays, let's say you sold your house, right? And the next homeowner that bought the house wanted to do something different, maybe with the siding, wanted to change the way their house looks. That black or gray color will go with anything.
Right.
Also, nowadays, solar is becoming huge.
Right.
A blackout shingle with blackout panels looks really, really smooth. So it all depends, again, on the goals. And those are certain questions that we ask the homeowner. What is the goal you're trying to achieve aesthetically?
Right.
Maybe, and then that's when I would recommend a certain color. Another color that's really been kind of on the rise is this color known as weatherwood. It's like a brown with a little bit of tan brown into it. It's a really, really nice color. And again, these colors hold their resale value. So it's really nice. And the best thing about the colors is price does not change unless you really get these special designer colors. So it's really cool. That's usually the best part about picking the color is, and again, it's usually up to the wife when it comes to
Of
the
course,
color.
no.
A lot of the times, the husband just says, "Oh, let me go talk to the headquarters." They got to pick the colors. So that's a fun time when it comes to picking the color.
Yeah. So you also do solar panels, and this is an add-on for you guys.
Yes,
What
it is.
caused you to decide that this was a good match for your business?
So we've been in business for almost 12 years now, right? And we've gotten a lot of calls where a roof was done by another company, and then the solar panels were installed by a solar company. And most of the time, this leads to the roof leaking. So
there's this conflict of who's responsible
yes,
for.
exactly. And that leads to a lot of finger pointing. And a lot of the times, the homeowner, they don't want to deal with that finger pointing, so they just call another roofing company. So we would go out there, and they would let us know the situation, and we would know this. We could read it right away what was going on. And the solar company would say, no, it's the roofer's fault.
Yeah.
The roofer would say, no, it's the solar company's fault. And that's when we realized that, wow, roofing is our specialty.
Right.
That's our bread and butter. But now, as a roofer standpoint, why, doing solar and protecting the roof, because we know how to protect the roof really, really well, it's a no-brainer,
Yeah.
Also, with our company, you have one contract, one team, one project. There's no finger pointing. You don't have to worry about, if this leaks, one warranty as well. So with our company, you're covered for both roof and solar.
Right, and solar is gaining traction today with
It is,
today's
absolutely.
environmental issues. More and more people are accepting that and actually being proactive about it.
Yep.
So I think it's a good match for you. Let's talk a little bit about warranties, because there was something that you said to me regarding that there's a product warranty, and you just mentioned the warranty with your services.
Yes.
How do those warranties work in conjunction with each other?
Yes, so product warranties. It's exactly what it says. It's a product warranty. And what that means is if this product ever fails, yes, you're covered. And it's a 50-year period.
Right.
And again, 50 years is a long time. And that's why
Sure.
they offer this 50 years, because they know that the chance of this product failing is literally almost 1%. A lot of the times when it comes to a roofing system, what fails is the people installing these products.
Yeah.
So that's why when I go to an appointment, yes, I talk about the product into detail so the homeowner understands it. But a lot of the times we focus on installation, because that is the most important. And the product warranties, yes, they matter.
Right.
But it's not the most important. What's the most important is the workmanship warranty. And that workmanship warranty is ultimately what covers those hands installing the product. Now, for our company, whenever we do a full project, we have 10 years of workmanship coverage from our company itself. But because we are backed up by the manufacturer, we're also able to offer 25 years of workmanship warranty. And another thing that's very crucial with these warranties is in order to not be voided, first of all, you have to have all manufacturer-branded accessories on that roofing system, so you cannot mix and match.
Right.
Another thing is it actually has to be registered. And I've gone to a bunch of appointments where a homeowner thought they were warrantied by the manufacturer, but they realized that when they called the manufacturer, there was no registered warranty.
Right.
So it is very, very crucial that the contractor, actually registers this warranty. The homeowner gets a packet in the mail. Also, we get an email, put it into our digital database. So if there's ever a problem, you give us a call. We take care of that, as long as, for the 25 years, if we're in business, you would call us.
Right.
Even with that 10-year workmanship, you call us. You don't have to deal with the manufacturer. But also, that 25-year workmanship, it's backed up. So in the case, knock on wood, if we ever go out of business, you're covered by this billion-dollar manufacturer. So
Right.
ultimately, it's your peace of mind.
So what I'm hearing, just a quick summary, is that there's a lot of ways in which you can cut corners
Yes.
in roofing, putting a roof on a home. And it is only when you follow the guidelines and the process that you really get a better results and valid warranties. Would that
Exactly.
be-
That's exactly what it is. So ultimately, on the new roofing system, everything has to be brand new. So like I said earlier, you cannot just leave the old chimney flashing up there. You have to replace that old chimney flashing.
Right.
In order to get that proper workmanship 25-year warranty, everything on that roofing system has to be brand new and installed by the same team.
Wow, I think I'm going to have a new appreciation for roofs now that we've had this discussion.
I love
there
that.
Is
You know, that's
so much involved.
That's what it's all about, and it's about making the homeowner, making people that aren't aware of this stuff, letting them know that hey, you have to think about these things, you have to be aware of these things. So that's how we allow the homeowner. We provide them all the knowledge, all the education, so they can make the best decision for their property.
Well, Etjon, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all of your knowledge with us. I think it's helpful, and I think there's more for you, the consumer, to know about, more questions that you should be asking when you're having roofs done. I want to thank you, my viewers, for joining us today. If you have any tip ideas or topics for us, or you have questions about your roof, please email us to the email address on your screen. We want to earn the right to be your real estate concierge, so we're going to invite you to join us on our Facebook group, Be Home Resources. Again, I am Kathleen, and I'm signing off for today. Be well and live well.